Well, sound check, sound check. Welcome back to 1111 True Crime. And now we got our cards. So you guys, everything I share with you is just simply my interpretation of the cards. I am not psychic. And I do have moments in life that I'm able to know ahead of time of something. I don't pick that. God shares it with me. It's very rarely case related. But I'm excellent at reading cards. Now you guys are better at asking what questions you want to know the answer to. And so we will follow this up with a live after my initial reading here, and allow you to ask all your questions as private eyes. The rest of us will watch, and yes, replay crew is very welcomed and appreciated. Now, something also you should know, everything again is my opinion, my interpretation. You might interpret differently. Nothing wrong with that. Let's head over to the screen. All right, you guys, I've got a couple screens here I work with. I work with this camera. I work with this camera. I'm talking to both. I'm not a professional camera person. I'm very good at jealousy. Oh my God, the bottom of the deck with the red shoes. And look, it looks like BLOOD on the porch. Wow. I never know what's gonna, I just got done shuffling and just put the cards down and didn't think about it. And wow. All right, let's just get started. Now, you guys, today my intent is to reveal a little bit about what the family's going through, if there's any family involvement, or if the family's completely just, suffering through this, or if are there family members that have motive in this, that have involvement. I'm going to grab a drink real quick and we're going to get rolling. That is wild. Marriage and wedding on the bottom, I tell you. Oh, I'm going to have to shut that curtain real quick. Just hold on, you guys. I'm going to close the curtain or we're going to get this backlash of light that won't let us see our cards. Oops, my plant. All right, my lovelies. Okay, marriage and wedding, we've already had the jealousy card. I mean, that tells you a lot, but let's just see what comes out. The intent here is to understand the family. Let me understand the family. And thank you for everybody that hit the like button and so forth. Let's get a read on. Now, if you do want to ask a question, that will be in our next live that we'll do right after this. I'm just going to get a reading. Let me understand. Let's start. Let's be fair here. Let's start off with the family of the siblings, right? Savannah, Annie, and is it Cameron is the son? Okay, so the children of Nancy. Are any of the children, show me what we get. All right, it's meant to come out. Let me turn this off too so you're not getting a glare. There we go. I kid you not. It's absolutely meant to come out. And when I said it was on the bottom of the deck, well, it came out. And does that not look like that porch? And look at those red shoes. And we know Nancy ain't going to be wearing them shoes. There ain't no way. So the question then is, who's jealous? We have a jealous family member. And we've all suspected it. So I'll let you draw your conclusions. But is that not strange? And it looks just like the blood on the entryway, doesn't it? That's wild. These reads always tell you exactly straight up what's going on, right? Imprisonment. We have an abduction, truth train coming through. So, I'm asking about family involvement, not narrowing it down to anybody, but just family involvement. And I've got jealousy and imprisonment. Let me see Annie. Let me just see the sister Annie. We're all wanting to know. What would her card be out of the deck and think outer space? All right, I'm not sure how that applies. Maybe she feels like an outsider. Maybe she's jealous because she's made to feel outside. Bottom of the deck, hidden. And look at the chameleon. hidden. Something's hidden around Annie. We have trapped like a dog. Truth train blaring through. We have the bed that she was taken from. And then we have the couple. And they're not dating. I believe they're married. We'll take that too. Justice is coming. I can walk the deck, right? Justice is coming. I don't know about you, but even though the cards are not, it's not on the card, doesn't it look almost like there's redness over here? It's not on the card, but on the camera, it almost looks like a pinkish hue over here, as if there's blood on the floor. Justice is coming. Road. Life insurance. Look at this. Road. So they traveled. Life insurance could be a big payout. Who's the beneficiary of the life insurance? All right. What I'm going to do is we're going to set these up over here. We'll do about half and half. And then we're going to build off of this. We'll go this way just so the words show. I want the words to show. That way, if the cards refer back or while I'm shuffling, if they land on a certain card. Let's switch decks. We're going to jump into the tarot. This tells me a lot that this is personal, right? Look, it's a family, right? Life insurance. It would go to the beneficiary. Look, the child in the middle. I'm wondering if this could be, and this might be something you guys want to ask when you get the table, is could the ransom have been just a diversion when really it's all about claiming that life insurance on Nancy? Let me understand. We have stuck. Somebody felt financially stuck. Somebody felt financially stuck in the family. All right, we're going to have 3 piles here. Let's just put this back in here. I'm going to grab these. We're going to do this weird because this is what I do here. I just go with it. I got Annie. Okay, and we'll put Tomas, or however you spell it. I have no idea. I don't even care how to say his name. Sorry, no respect given. We'll put Savannah. And forgive me if I'm wrong. Is his name Cameron? Is the brother's name Cameron? Correct me if I'm wrong so I get it right. Tomaso. Okay, Tomaso. Well, I can add an O on it. Tomaso. So. What about the brother? Is it Cameron? Let's mix this up. We're going to start with Savannah. We're going to do Cameron. And then we're going to do Annie. Cameron. Okay, I'm right. All right, Savannah first. How does she feel about her mom? She has to make a choice between two. She's in a hard place right now. She is trying to decide what to do. This is the worst decision in the world for her. She absolutely loves her mom, but she also has to make a choice here between another person she loves and her mom, which means, honestly, if I were to look at this Gemini energy, that she suspects lovers in this event. It also is implying that she's about to have to make a choice between loved ones, meaning somebody of her family could be involved. She might be aware of it. Bottom of the deck. She has this payout. She may be willing to pay out. This is a payout. You can see the guy, it's 6 of Pentacles, and these are beggars. These people are wanting money. They're begging for money, and Savannah is thinking to pay out. So, that's the thing. And then she also has King of Wands. This is about somebody that Savannah feels is like a drug dealer or somebody with a little bit of power that is, they're unreliable, and that's why they have the salamanders all over in the picture. all over their cloak, all over this back thing, because salamanders are unreliable. They're slick. They get away with stuff. This is somebody that is phallic, thinks they're sexy, egotistical, and that's who Savannah is suspecting. Let's go ahead, get into the brother Cameron, just to be fair to everybody here. Let's see what Cameron feels. What does Cameron feel? Justice is coming. He knows. Justice is coming. It's coming. Bottom of the deck. He's ready to make the offer. Just make the offer. But he's getting a new perspective right now. There's something that is coming into his information that is changing his mind on the way he initially thought. And we've got this King of Wands for Savannah, but we have King of Pentacles of Cameron. He thinks this is somebody that's been in the family a long time. Cameron thinks this is somebody that's been around for a long time. King of Pentacles. That's somebody that owns land or a house, that's been in the picture for a long time. Let's look at Annie and Tomas. Actually, you know what? Let's break this up. I don't want to be unfair. So we're going to go Annie. And then I'm going to do Tommaso on his own. Can you see Tommaso's? No. All right. We're going to put these all over here. We can come back to them. We're going to leave that life insurance on the board. We'll put Tommaso over here. We'll do Annie here. All right. And so let's get rid of that Annie and Tommaso. Let's be fair. So, Annie, what do you have? I cut the deck. I've got Three of Pentacles blueprint, but if it's meant to come out, it will. Show me Annie's energy when it comes to her mother. Archangel Michael, protector of children. Who do we have at her house? Right? The ICAC or whatever, the children protective people. We have Archangel Michael, Sagittarius energy. It's all about this. Something ain't mixing up right. And there's an angel here, kind of like calling Annie out for some reason. Let's see, why is Archangel Michael here? King of Swords, law. Law's looking at Annie. That's law. King of Swords, that's a lawyer. That's law. That's inspection. The Emperor is the judge, right? This is a court of law. This is inspector, detective, FBI, all that kind of stuff. They're looking at Annie. God's looking at Annie too. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to tell my reading to you. So we've got the lawman with angels saying, look over here at Annie. Now, everything is hypothetical. Annie's protecting how far she's come. She's protecting herself. What is she protecting herself from? We just got a story on Annie. Imprisonment is surrounding her. So she's either got a connection to the imprisonment of her mother, or this has got her in her head, wrapped up in her head. She's scared. We have regret, spilt cups. And we have an argument. So Annie is feeling this regardless. I don't think that we're the only ones out here that are thinking that there's some suspicion around Annie. It's showing me the law is suspecting her with this King of Swords. She's trying to protect herself, which means she could have lawyered up or be getting a lawyer. We do have a conflict that nobody's on the same page as Annie. It is good we have regret in a way, because this is saying, you know, this isn't something she... Okay, I'll just leave that alone. Now, let me see Mr. Tommaso. Show me how Tommaso feels about Nancy Guthrie. How does the son-in-law feel, allegedly, about Nancy Guthrie? Communication. It would suggest he either just had communication or is in communication, or he's getting communication. What is this communication regarding Nancy? Ace of Wands. Y'all. Ace of Wands. That's the universe saying, yeah, there's communication. I'm asking, with Nancy, does Thomas have anything to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie? Does Thomaso have any involvement in the disappearance of Nancy? I have the World card, which is suggesting travel. And I have this independent woman and travel and closing a cycle down. Ambulance just went by. I think this is about to end. I think this is not going to be long lasting. But let's get into it a little deeper before I hand it over to you guys. I want to understand the truth oracle, with the truth oracle, what we need to see that is hidden at this time about Savannah. What do we need to see at this time that is hidden about Savannah? What's this? Child. Yeah, she is. I don't know why we have that card in here. From another something about the waist, worthless, and mouse. Feeling small. Trash. Feeling small. Savannah's feeling small. How sad. How sad. She's feeling small. Wow, show me something we need to see that's unknown about Cameron and his mother at this time. Something about her. Okay, that doesn't even go here. This is weird. This is weird. I'm getting all these different cards. Show me Cameron. We have limit, crime, forbidden love, curiosity, and taboo. Show me Annie. He could be thinking that this is going to be something taboo when this comes out about his mother. In other words, it could be something like a crime against nature. In other words, family against the mother, something along that lines, that it's taboo. He just doesn't appreciate this at all. Show me Annie when it comes to something that we don't know, that is unseen about Annie and her mother, Nancy Guthrie. Intuition, sixth sense, subconscious, and intuition. Why does she always get the red, right? It reminds me of the red high heels sitting on that bloody porch on that one picture. Let me look at it. Jealousy. Interesting. Show me Tomas's. What is something unseen that we need to know about Tomas and Nancy Guthrie's relationship now? Basement. Street. Circulation. Sports exhibit. Street circulation. Street circulation. That makes me think of TMZ and Cold and all the other news programs that got the circulation of the ransom note. Just intuitively, it makes me feel that. Let me look at the True Crime Oracle. Show me with Tomas's relationship right now. The forensic detail. Pay attention to and this is on Tomaso. Pay attention to minute details. In your investigation, small clues can often lead to significant discoveries through examination of details. It's crucial for an accurate conclusion. How interesting. I believe they are forensically trying to track Tomas's connection. I think he's the one they're focusing on. The seeker's eyes stay vigilant and observant today. Pay attention to details that might reveal hidden truths. Take note of inconsistencies or unusual patterns in your surroundings. There's something about his pattern regarding Nancy that probably is something that's inconsistent that they're going to pick up on. So out of all these cards, I do feel Tomas is the one that is getting the story here. So I'm just going to take Savannah and Cameron off. I just don't suspect them, and the cards are not really sharing that. Show me Tomas and Annie's energy towards Nancy Guthrie, please. Fire truck now. Right? Every time I say Tommaso, I get another ambulance or a fire truck. Tomasa and Annie. Show me their energy regarding Nancy Guthrie, please. The detective's deduction. Apply deductive reasoning to solve problems. Analyze the facts and use logical inferences to reach conclusions. Deduction helps in piecing together the truth from available information. That's where the detectives are, and that's what Ashley Banfield says. That's where the detectives are, is on Tomas. Let me see what it says about Tomas as a person, as a character. I think he's lawyered up, or about to. He probably needs a lawyer. Says civil servant, guardian of the public good, public official, administrative duty. He is under their thumb. He's the one they're looking at, baby. He's the one they're looking at. There's Tomas. Right? Show me Annie's energy under people. What do we need to see about Annie under the people cards? The detective, the civil servant, right? The lawyer. Look at Thomas's reading, y'all. Show me Annie with the people cards. What do we need to see about Annie's personality? The reader, seeker of knowledge. She probably does do tarot, by the way. Seeker of knowledge. Knowledge, explorer of information. What else for Annie? She's a revolutionist, and she's done research. She might be the one that did all the research, if you will. Explorer of truth, exploration, study, rigor, experiment, freedom fighter, pursuer of welfare and justice. I kind of do feel she could be a little bit of a revolutionist. I do feel that. All right, you guys, I want to get into the true crime deck. This is my famous 1111 true crime deck. You can get this at right about there, 1111dex.com if you are interested. By the way, all my orders from Wednesday night's deck party, which we had mega orders. Thank you. Amazing. All of them have shipped out this morning. All orders are filled, and that was a big job, and I loved every minute of it. Show me Tomas and the true crime deck. Anything with Tomas? What do we need to see about Nancy Guthrie? Outdoor structure, shed, barn, or storage. Could be where she's being kept, on an outdoor structure somewhere. Next. In the city, so it's in a city. Nancy's in a city. I'm just saying, if he has her. No, I can't take all these. Look, he's going to prison, y'all. He's going to prison. That's what came out. Prison. He's going to prison. That's what the cards are saying. Here, should we walk this? What the heck? Annie and Tomas. This is more about Tomaso, tomato, whatever. Money, burden, desperate. I have accident. I think that's, it says unplanned instant mishap. He may have done something that gives him away. He left a clue somehow accidentally. He does have this chaos of drugs in his home, allegedly, or at least he has. Something about shoes and footprint. He got this last time. This came up in a reading, so something about a footprint. That could be accidentally leaving his own footprint. If he, okay, so even though his DNA would be at the home, let's just say there's a footprint in the house that is stepped into the blood, right? Well, then it shouldn't be Tomaso's, because he wasn't there when there was blood, unless he was there when there was blood. We have this male who has dug himself a deep hole. Came in through the backyard, and the back door was wide open. There's that rugs again when it comes to Tomaso. What's the hidden card? Are you crapping me? He's the son-in-law, and that's his mother. Boom. All right, let me clean up my cards. We're going to move over to Miss Annie. We'll keep these two separate. Wow. That was wild. He's going to prison. It's on the bottom of the deck, even though I put it back in. Okay. Just saying. That's wild. Okay, Annie, how are we doing on time? I've got just a few more minutes before I'm going to hand it over to our private eyes. Let me see here. Annie. Show me what we need to see, and thank you. Bit my card. Okay, innocent, tricked, and trapped. Annie may have innocently tricked or trapped a victim. Let's continue. What else do we need to see? Inside, right? Inside the house, attic, basement, or crawl space. Could be something. Could be somewhere that Nancy is. Look, church. Remember the church called us and said she didn't come to church? Well, she does Zoom. So is there something about the church? Did Annie make it up? Is there? I don't know. But we have vacation, nature, woods. Could be a home and be in the woods. Inside structure, that's interesting. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is for Annie. Man, that makes me think of a will. A contract. I always think of contract when I see signature. And it makes me think of a will. Betrayed. House. I'm walking it for Annie. Self-harm. Maybe she needs to be watched because if she gets caught. Okay. And then we have a hidden card. There's that car getting towed, just like Brian Hinton said. Or not Brian Hinton, actually. It was Ashley Banfield. Look, it's all on the tow truck. Annie's car's getting towed. And we have grave, laid to rest, buried, completed. I think this is more about a will. I don't think it is about the ransom. I really don't. I could be wrong. All right, you guys, that is what I have for you. I'm going to go ahead, get my cards cleaned up. There's 1,000 more questions to ask. I'm going to let you guys ask those questions. I'm going to get the cards cleaned up. We'll come back together in just a few minutes. Carla. Carla, thank you. Says, thank you, Mama D, for all you do. You are so kind to Mama. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you. All right, you guys, I'm coming up to topside with that reading. What do you think happened? Thomas's reading looks like he's going to prison. Annie's reading looks like she was the researcher, like the one that got all the info about her mom and knew all the ins and outs. I have one more question I want to ask. We'll go back over. Sorry, guys, I got to ask this question. I'm going to grab my little tarot to ask it. Was Annie responsible in paying the ring cam security? Was Annie the one responsible for, let's put it this way, was Annie, stronger way to word it, was Annie responsible for the ring cam not getting paid? King of Wands, that's your drug dealer. Look, it's the same cards that Tomasa's got, and it's a marriage card. King of Wands, the World card, and the Hierophant. This is drug dealer on speed dial. Not a cool guy. Egotistical. Thinks he knows it all. Thinks he's God's gift to women, and so forth. We have the World card, closing down the cycle, travel, and we have the marriage card. Boom. It would suggest to me that it wasn't Annie's suggestion not to pay that. That it may have been someone else's that thinks he's all that. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below, as well as make sure and jump over with me where we can let the PIs ask the questions. If you want to ask a question, it's only $2.99 a month, and every time that we hand our questions over to the PIs, you have the opportunity then to jump on that live and ask your very own question. If you don't want to do that, don't fear. We do not leave you behind. We value our replay crew. And so you can tune tune in live at the time, watch and see what the answers are for the PI's questions. Say a little prayer, please, a big, big prayer for a few people here. I would love it if you'd say a prayer for Jack and Lily Sullivan, Sebastian Rogers, Summer Moon Utah Wells, and little Gus Lamont, right, that we just covered yesterday. He's still missing, and now it looks very seriously bad. It's criminal investigation, and someone living in the house has been identified as a suspect. So go watch that video, and I'm going to hand it over to all our beautiful PIs, and let's see what they ask. I love you guys. Thanks for hitting like and hyping me up on replay, as well as thank you for sharing the video. I will see you again very soon. Love you. Bye for now.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny